Welcome back to the channel. We are on episode 25 of Mashinky. This is the small hamlet, tiny hamlet, call it what you want, of Aberystwyth. We've only got a signal box, a waiting room, this house, which I'll talk about in a minute. Then we've got a church and we've got this nice post office on top of the hill. The only road coming out of Aberystwyth is these two, which do not connect. This one has to go its own directions and goes up onto the hill to the post office and also some houses. We will need to get rid of this house because for one, it's polluted right next to the station, and two, we can't build anything else while that house is there because it's just not going to look right. So we've given this family some options. They can either move over here, which is quite a nice area. They can move on top of the hill with scenic views on all sides, or they can move further back to this road away from the post office. So I'm going to demolish this house and we're going to see where they choose to live. You will notice that Aberystwyth is not connected to any other city at the moment. So although it is quite a picturesque place, we need to get some rails going and we need to get some roads going to connect up to new cities. First job though is to ask this family politely to move out. So they have decided to live on top of the hill there, which I think is a good choice. This one's a little bit close to the post office. The only problem is for that one, it's not in range of the station, but we will still be able to get passengers from the post office, mail obviously, and the passengers from Aberystwyth city itself. As we go on, obviously these will become in range, this one will come in range, and we will be building some houses down this side. So let's have a look at what options we've got to connect this one to another city. Aberystwyth is quite a way off some of the others. Just zooming out a little bit more. There is a city there, which could be a possibility. There is a city over here, which also could be a possibility. That one is Cardiff for 13. It's got this track here that's not connected. So that might be, at this stage at least, the best option. We'll need to leave this track open to go up past the farm and over to Swansea. Let's just have a look. We've got Halifax as well there, so that will need to be doubled out over to Halifax. Halifax would be on the inside. The second one would go over to number 20, to Aberystwyth obviously. And then we've got Inverness down here as well. We can connect to that one. So plenty of options. I think I'm going to go with Inverness. That looks to be the reasonable choice. That one will need a second station, and that will need to be just a station going there and then the rail running round onto that one, but we'll need to put in that third station because that's probably where it's going to lead to. The other ones are more going out either round or across here. So this one will connect up to Inverness. Let's just do the station. You see I've got a signal box and I've extended that station a little bit. This will go out here and then we can swing that round and bring it downhill. That can go there, and then we obviously need a station in Inverness, which is going to be pushed out as well. I think that should be okay. So we're going to see what happens to Aberystwyth when we get some of these trains going. See how it builds up, see where the houses build. The first depot is going to I think there is a good spot. And also here is not too bad, but I think we're going to put it next to Aberystwyth over on this side. Just set back from the rail. And we're going to go with an EMD 3F3 or a bangle. That one will need the oil tokens. This one needs cash. That has 130 kph. That's almost twice the bangle, and it has a pulling power of 1400 as opposed to 650. Quite expensive to start with, but that might be the best option. Well, so we got the Ragulin. Again, taking a lot of these, but we do have quite a lot of these. These are the ones that we can't afford to lose. So the Sasha and the V220 are not going to be pretty good. Let's go with the EMDF3. Wagons, we can do the coach, the second class, or the SCF, which cost us 150 and 35. The second class ones should be okay for now, and the post might put an SCG mail on. So that's going to be the setup for the train. That is going to need orders, obviously. That's going to go from Aberystwyth over to Inverness. And we're going to get that train started. We will have a look at it on its journey and we'll follow it a little bit and see how Aberystwyth continues to build. At the moment it's on 2, and if we click on the town centre, we've got to deliver 200 passengers and 40 mail, so that should go up fairly quickly. We've got 23 mail capacity and 50 on the passenger side. Like that. In fact, we're going to turn that off for now. So let's have a look at this train in operation. It's coming into Aberystwyth station. Not that much of a scenic route going out of Aberystwyth, but we can do some landscaping. That's going to be part of the series, the landscaping. That will come up a bit later when we've built the towns. Once we get up to about 50 or between 50 and 100 for these towns, we'll do some landscaping around it. Building some mountains, building some lakes, reservoirs, that kind of stuff. This train is waiting, and I think it's waiting mainly for mail. We've got passengers, we've got 25 of each of those. We've got mail of 21, 22, up to 23, so that should be enough. The doors are shut and off we go. Quite nice looking blue and white. Go over this way, then we can see it a little bit better. This is a diesel, obviously. We're in January the 5th, so a little bit of frost probably due any time. So this is just nearing Inverness. Remember the old Railroad Tycoon games? They had a little line so you could see the progress of the train going to its journey. That wouldn't be a bad idea on this. I do have some improvements in mind for the game, but we'll keep them for another day. This game is improving all the time, so I'm quite happy where it's at. So just making the turn now. We're going to go into the station at Inverness. One of the advice I'll just say is to have a minimise facility on this bar so it's not taking up too much space. If that was minimised, then we could just put it in the top corner and the train would still be going. But it's not a big issue. So there we are, it's arrived at Inverness. This shop's facing the wrong way, so we might have to just rebuild that. But we've got a nice little area. This house obviously will need to be moved because we've got to put certainly a signal box and a waiting room over here. Post office is in a good place. This one, Inverness, is a 4, and to move to the next level it will need another 74 passengers, 80 mail, 80 goods. That's not far off moving up to the next one. We do have a bonus train here, which we'll probably use in the next episode. So that's going to be it for now. We will come back and have a look how Aberystwyth has grown. Should be growing quite quickly from 2, and we'll develop it a little bit further. Maybe expand over this direction towards the tool works. We've got an oil power station up the top, and we've also got a factory. We've got anything else down here now? So we've got plenty of room for expansion of Aberystwyth, and we can obviously do a lot of landscaping around here. So this is probably going to be the most picturesque of them all. So keep an eye on it. I hope you'll join us for the next episode. Thanks very much for watching.